Where do you go
Okay.
to look? Are you talking about mammograms? And when you say
No, I'm talking
screening,
about, I'm
exactly
talking
what are you
first of all
talking about?
about learning, I'm talking about first of all learning to examine your breast to become familiar what is normal and what is abnormal.
Right.
I'm talking about making sure you have a clinical breast exam every year by somebody who's clinically trained to do that. And I'm talking about if you find something that you go to your doctor so they can examine you, and then there is investigation.
Okay. We seem to.
And now if you're at risk, because if you do have that risk in your family, you know, so that constant awareness of knowing what my body is like, what risk do I have? That everybody trying to figure out, okay, what is my risk?
We seem to be having a little technical issue there. A little.
Did my auntie have you lost me?
You are right. You are here. For a moment, we did.
So I was saying, knowing what your risk is. If you have family um, who has had breast cancer, you'd be a little more aware and you'd want to check necessary. And a mammogram, you would hear a lot of things that mammograms don't save lives. What mammograms give us a chance to do is a diagnostic tool. It helps us to know whether it is there or not. It is not a therapeutic tool. It doesn't treat. And you would hear from other schools, like in the US, other schools of thought, I would say, oh, don't do self-breast examination. Everybody, almost every woman in America has access to mammograms. We only have one mammogram machine in Grenada currently.
Only
So,
one.
you
Okay.
know,
Know that.
and we have 50,000 women. I mean, girls and women. So, try and understand why it is so important to understand your breast tissue, because we don't have the advanced technology. We don't have the advanced technology required if a woman is in stage 3 and 4. To get radiotherapy, for example, you have to go away. So all of those things, then it's expensive. Then it's more than just expensive financially, it's expensive emotionally and socially.
So the best thing to do is to start by examining, doing self examinations, and regularly
And
too.
here we may do mastectomy. We may remove the breast. But in non proportional breast, so the woman doesn't have that aesthetic thing, because the aesthetics is very important for a woman and her.
That is very true. We are experiencing
Sexuality
some
also plays a lot of
difficulties
that.
there with that connection. We do apologize for that. Go ahead, Dr. Nixon. You seem to be back now.
Oh my! What did you hear? What did you last hear?
We were talking about early detection.
Okay, so like I'm saying, if we detect early, we the loss of breast tissue may just be a whole lot less. Because, like I said, the aesthetic part of it, the feeling of I'm a beautiful woman, how your partner accepts you, how society looks at you, we still don't understand. That is just another ailment that somebody's going through. So we really would like that for women, and just to be able to live and enjoy your children and your grandchildren and finish your work life and be able to retire, just live a normal life.
Okay. How often should a woman examine her breast?
Um, well, if you ask me when, probably that's a better question. So there's a time when you probably shouldn't, because of the level of activity. A woman who's in the reproductive age, we would go through cycles, and the breast gets engorged and it's tender and all the rest. So, um, so days 10 to like 18. If you consider the first day of your period as day one, 10 to like 18 are probably good days to examine your breast, because there's not a whole lot of hormonal activity going on. So the all those engorged glands and stuff that are been preparing themselves so that woman get pregnant, because it's related to whether or not you get pregnant, your cycles. So if you have a period starting today's day one, day 10 to 18 are the best days, because you don't have a lot of hormonal activities. So the breast doesn't feel tender, it's not as engorged, you don't feel as many lumps and all the rest of it.
Okay. It's Dr. On Call, and we have with us Dr. Sonia Nixon. We're talking breast cancer awareness, and we will be back shortly after the break.
Drug abuse, cancer,
measles,
It's new, innovative and classy, and it cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
At Communal, we are adapting to meet the changing needs of our shareholders and members. Times are changing, and with the changing times comes a whole new way to do business. Our parents may have done their banking a different way. Communal's state-of-the-art online banking and international debit card allows members to do business with great ease. It's like literally having a branch in your very own hands. Need a loan? Apply online from the comfort of your own home anywhere in the world, and your request will be dealt with remotely. Want to transfer between your accounts or another shareholder? No wait time for transactions to update. Voila! Who needs receipts when you can receive them via e-statements on your mobile device and save the environment? Not a Communal member? You can join our family today by applying online. At Communal, we see you working hard to ensure that you save, invest, and grow. Communal. Join us today. This will be the best financial decision you have ever made.
Welcome back to Dr. On Call, and we're talking breast cancer. We have Dr. Sonia Nixon with us, explaining some of the factors related to breast cancer. And just before the break, Dr. Nixon, we were talking about self-examinations. You spoke about lumps, you also spoke a little bit about the timing of the examinations, the best time to do these self-examinations. Exactly, other than the lumps, what else are we looking for when we do self-examinations?
Let's talk about that lump that should raise concern.
Okay.
I said that breast can be lumpy tissue because there are all these glands, right? From
Yes.
milk production. And plus the fat. Okay? You worry about that solitary lump, that one little lump. You know how a damson seed feels? Or a dry pea? That kind of hard, not as smooth as a dry pea. Usually it's a little more irregular, like a damson seed. but it's
Okay.
hard. It's really very petrified, like a stone. Okay? That one lump. But what may you see on the skin, you may see, it will depend on the level of how advanced your breast cancer is. So maybe you're not going to see anything because it's so tiny, but as it grows, it tends to pull the skin, or because it attaches itself to either the wall or the muscle or the skin. And when you move, you see these little dimples on the skin, or sometimes without even moving the breast, you see dimples like orange have these dimples on the skin.
Okay,
It's
yes.
literally called orange skin. The skin looks like that with all these dimples because this thing pulls in all of the tissue that forms the matrix, the uprights, right, that keep all the tissue together, all the breast tissue together. And so you may see that, or you may just see some redness, soreness. You may see dry, itchy skin around the nipple. You may see blood or some secretions out of the nipple. You may even just see a lump, right? Because think about it, there are women who bathe with a rag and don't really touch their breasts. They don't, because there's been so much sexuality associated with the breast that we forget that is just another part of the body. So most of them will bathe with their bath rags and never really touch this. But you might find, now that you become aware, that you feel, oh my goodness, there's actually something there. Or it might already be so large that it actually distorts the shape of the breast. In the late stage, you may have a lump that's actually what we call fungating. In fact, it already makes a sore. Also, one of the things, once it's gone, it starts to spread. You may have lumps, what we call glands, like, when you have a cut and you get a gland in your armpit. So you have those glands. The lymph tissue is now very active, trying to deal with whatever this strange thing is in my space. And you have the glands that are very inflamed. So you have, what we call lymph nodes in your armpits. So those are some of the symptoms. But like I said, you may not, or you may have a lot of pain or none. So those are some of the things that you'll experience.
Okay. Any other signs that, should send you running to the doctor?
I think anything that you think you don't understand should send you walking to the doctor, because you should be doing this so often that you don't have to be scared. It's important that you actually go to the doctor. Or ask a nurse to check you, and they'll probably send you to the doctor on time for you to do, to get examined. And then the doctor will decide whether you need to do a mammogram or need to do an ultrasound, or whether it's, it's because of the period, and do the reassurance if that's all you need.
So finding a lump may not always indicate cancer,
No, it does not always indicate.
and may not have the doctor recommend mammograms.
May not, but he probably will if you have not had a mammogram.
Okay. So from what age should a female start examining her breast?
I think a woman should start doing serious exams in their 20s, 24, 25, that kind of age. I think women should examine their breast, because we have seen women in their 20s who have in fact developed breast cancer. And remember, you cannot not look in the index of suspicion is quite low at that age. So I think women should learn to understand how to examine their breasts.
Okay. And you're indicating that women should have mammograms.
I'm saying that after 40, at least you should have a baseline mammogram.
And when you say
like I said,
baseline, exactly what you mean?
Have one,
Okay.
whether or not you feel anything.
Okay.
You have something so you have a canvas that you could work with. This is what my breast looks like on a normal day. You got me?
Mm-hmm.
So if anything comes, you have something to compare.
But Dr. Nixon, there are so many myths about mammograms, because some people actually believe that having the mammogram exposes you to radiation that will give you cancer anyway.
Yeah, but that's not enough. I don't think that's enough radiation to give you cancer. Not from one mammogram. And we also, and that's probably correct, because we also have to remind women they don't need to do a mammogram every year. You don't need to do a mammogram. If you have a mammogram, no, that's okay, and you have your examination, 2 to 3 years is good.
Okay. And what kind of...
And you hear different schools of thought. You hear one school say 3, you hear one school say 5, you hear different things. But I think that's why we ask, do a baseline. So if every so often you do one, because you don't expect you to have your first cancer cell today and tomorrow you're in the ICU because you're very ill. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
It will take some time to grow, but the bottom line is that let's make sure that we are looking to see when any minor change occurs.
Okay, so we're talking about keeping your breast healthy and checking for signs of breast cancer. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we have with us Dr. Sonia Nixon. We need to take another short break, and then we will come back with more. Welcome to our Super 6 draw for today, Tuesday, 20th October 2020. I am Deborah Hippolyte. Super 6 is a multi-jurisdictional game owned by Winlot Inc. and it's played within the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, Grenada, and St. Lucia. Tonight's jackpot is now at $250,000. We'll now select your free ticket letter. Good luck. Your free ticket letter is L. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with your winning numbers.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money,
the jackpot galore.
Play more,
win more, have more fun.
With more jackpot money,
Super 6 is my number one.
With the new and improved Super 6 game, the jackpot keep growing and growing
and growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Welcome back. Now for your winning numbers. Good luck. Your final number is 15. Again, your Super 6 winning numbers are 10, 2, 24, 8, 14, and 15. The free ticket letter is L. The Super 6 draw was supervised by an auditor from BDO. Please contact your relevant Central Lottery office for further information on the payment of prizes. Remember, with Super 6, there are bigger jackpots and more chances to win. Join us on Friday, 23rd October 2020 for our next draw. Until next time, I'm Deborah Hippolyte wishing you a pleasant evening. And be back with Dr. on call right here on K105 and also on GBN television. We have with us Dr. Sonia Nixon, no stranger to the program, and actually she's wearing the hat tonight of interim chair of the Cancer Society. We're joined now by Akira Ventu, who is the events coordinator of the St. Andrews Development Organization, and also from that organization we have Mina Booker, who is the secretary of the organization, to talk about breast cancer awareness and the activities planned for the month. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you very much and good night.
Okay, so maybe we can start off with Akeda. You're just joining us. Talk to us a little bit about SADO's involvement in breast cancer awareness.
Okay, so good night, everybody. Thank you very much for having us. We've started the breast cancer awareness in 2015 with the Pink Ribbon Society having the walk on this Saturday, because a lot of people from the parish were not able to go to the walk in St. George's on the Sundays. So we decided we're going to start our own walk in Grenville from 2015. And we've been doing a lot of awareness campaigns, supporting the breast cancer heroes, as we call them. They're not, we don't call them fighters, or so we call them heroes, because we have both survivors and still patients, persons who are suffering with breast cancer. So we've organized a support group for the ladies in St. Andrew, and some of them from St. Patrick as well. And yeah, we do a lot of awareness and try to see how best we can support the cancer awareness fight in Grenada.
So what's happening for this season, for this year though?
This year, because of COVID, we had to make a lot of changes with regards to our event. So we would have on Saturday the 24th, breast cancer screening together with the Grenada Cancer Society at the car parking ground from 9 to 3. Persons would have had to register online or call the office number to submit their names, because we don't want to have a lot of people, and then because of protocols, we want to make sure that persons register before so we can get their information and everything. So that's happening from 9 to 3. In an alternative to our walk this year, we're not going to have an organized walk this year, but we're asking persons who purchase T-shirts or who are supporters of the cause to wear their T-shirts on Saturday and walk in your place. So if you have you and your sister, you and your mother, your brother, whatever, around in the neighborhood, you walk around in support of breast cancer awareness, wearing your pink T-shirt, whether or not you bought one from us or you had a pink T-shirt from before, just to support the cause. And we're asking persons to send in their videos, their pictures, whatever it is, so that we can show that we were supporting the fight for breast cancer.
So you've been doing this for a number of years now, and we know how important education is when it comes to breast cancer. How much of an impact do you believe that SADO is making?
Well, I think we make a significant impact in that. We do have persons asking for information with regards to breast cancer. So I'm thinking that the fact that we bringing it out there has impacted persons who has breast cancer, and they're a little bit shy in coming forward to getting support and all of that, and persons who are just curious about breast cancer and wanting to know more.
Okay. So Mina Booker, tell us a little bit about how you go about organizing these events. Do you get other organizations to partner with you? How do you go about taking on these events?
Okay. Hi, Josanne, and good night to everyone listening. So, as we go about planning for the event, what we normally do is that seeing that we are from St. Andrew, then we have the backing of the other organizations like the Leos, the Lions, the Rotaract within the parish, and also Bikeaholics. They're always on board with us. And we would look for sponsorship. So this year we have a number of sponsors, and we're happy that we have a lot of small businesses from the parish that, and including Carriacou, that have come on board to help us this year. So if you would permit me, I would just mention a few of them. We have Digicel, we have Health Hub, we have Pure Habits, we have Be All Natural from Carriacou, we have Pixel Resolution, Top FM, Springside Enterprise, Spice Gas, Hush, Boss FM, and these stationery store. And like I said, we also have Bikeaholics, Rotary and Rotaract, Leo and Lions. And we are very thankful for our sponsors this year because we urge persons to stay tuned to our social media platforms where we will be disseminating some information as it relates to our sweepstakes. So what we have, persons who purchased a t-shirt, we will be doing a live draw for a number of prizes from our sponsors. So we do urge you to stay tuned to all our social media platforms where we will be making the announcement on how you can win from the sponsors.
Okay, all right. So Dr. Nixon, on your end, what is happening?
So in the past, over the last couple of years, the Cancer Society had teamed up in October and joined the First Caribbean Bank, their cancer walk, because they have a general cancer walk, but their proceeds, and they have many sponsors, their proceeds usually go to the Cancer Society. However, this year was a virtual walk because, of course, of the great COVID. Mm-hmm. However, we still are going to have an activity in St. George's because you asked a very important point about education. Actually, we've come a long way because many years ago, people would not even mention the word cancer. Many years ago, a cancer survivor would not come to tell you she had to remove her entire breast. So we've come a long way, and you have men and women supporting when you have a cancer walk. It means that they are aware. In Pink Ribbon, for example, which is the official breast cancer support group, you have men who are members because they're supporting their mother, their wife, their sister, their spouses, whoever it is, right? In the whole struggle, because it is a struggle. It is a struggle, like I said, for families. Imagine if you're 42 years old and your kid's still going to high school and you're a mother who has breast cancer. You can't wash, you can't do anything. You're probably going to die in the presence of your teenage children. That's a lot of trauma, a lot of severely traumatic experiences that happen for family.
It affects the entire family.
Yes, and not alone. Remember, it's not just the physical loss, the income loss and the emotional loss of what a mother means in a family, or a sister, whatever you are, right? Losing somebody, but looking at somebody dying slowly from something which is devastating to experience, tragic. So we're having in St. George's, we're just gonna really distribute a lot of pamphlets in St. George's, like they're going to do in Grenville, because we really keep in the COVID thing, especially since we've had some cases in the last few days. We still want to make sure that people are safe. We also are asking people to call the Cancer Society to register for screening. We have a very limited amount of people screened. However, the most important thing, that Cancer Society has a screening unit, a mobile screening unit, which will give us the opportunity, hopefully soon, to go into nook and cranny, to country, little villages everywhere, and screen people for not only for breast cancer, but for all forms of cancer, so that we can do early detection in whatever area. That is probably the greatest tool. It was a gift from the bank, Republic Bank, and from facilitated by the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society. So we have that. An invaluable tool to take it to them, taking the whole experience of being screened to them, taking the whole experience of just giving education, just talking, having formal talks. You will see that the unit will be in Grenville on Saturday, and on Friday between 2 and 5 p.m. will be in that little road between Esplanade Mall and Republic Bank along Melville Street, along what is usually that street, right by Esplanade Mall, where the train parks, when the train is in town, during tourist season,
Yes.
we'll be there. And we have people over town, they just hand in brochures. Often you give brochures and somebody pass, I'm going to ask women to look. We're going to try and give as many as possible of the how to do a self-breast examination. And we will screen. Usually when I screen, I teach. How do you do this? It's a skill that comes with practice. And it's easier to do it when you're in the comfort and the privacy of your home, on your bed, on your shower, wherever. But we really want all Grenadians. It will be very gratifying as a population that every Grenadian woman learns how to examine her breast. And men, because a lot of women's lumps are actually discovered by their partners. Okay? So we want people to say, let's do this. And your partner do this together. And men also need to look at their breasts and make sure they don't feel anything strange, because it can also be a devastating experience for a man. Imagine a man walking and say, I have breast cancer. So tell people, don't be afraid, because women are afraid of their own tete, and it's there, it's in front of you, it's ahead of you. It's what makes you feel like a woman, and let's make sure that we can enjoy this as long as possible.
Yes, Dr. Nixon, definitely. Yeah. So the unit, that's very interesting. So this is ongoing. So this is not only happening because it's Breast Cancer Month. The unit will go out into communities right throughout the year, educating people and doing screening.
Sadly, COVID has come and really stymied a lot of the activities that could have been done, like going into communities and doing screening. But hopefully, sooner than later, we'll be able. So that, think about it, we're 100,000 people. Even if you can go into a community and screen 10 people, that's 10 more than 0, right? And that might be the lucky 10 that you're able to find early.
That is true.
And that's 10 people can educate. When you educate 10 people, they talk to 8 other people. They talk about it, and people get accustomed. It's important that people get accustomed to talk about diseases that can seem so devastating, that they understand that they can take some control over this. Because the hardest part of this, that it's very expensive to take care of somebody who has advanced stage cancer. Okay? If you diagnose, there are different schools of thought as to how you would manage a person with cancer. But if you're diagnosed with cancer, you're going to need surgery. Definitely. So that's already one thing. Most people need radiotherapy or chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is basically giving them some form of medication. That's what chemotherapy is. Either intravenous medications in a vein, or some people get tablets that they can take. But it costs. And the more advanced it is, the more difficult it is to have surgery, for reconstruction, for facilitating, for getting a whole lot of radiotherapy and stuff. So we really want that if it happens and we don't have control of it happening, that we can actually nip it in the bud and deal with it.
Okay, so that's why it's important for regular examinations and screening. Akeda and Mina, what is it like having these events and having the heroes, as you call them, out? What is that experience like? Speaking to them about what it is, what they went through, and maybe how they were diagnosed and stuff like. What's the experience like?
Okay, for us with the heroes, it's a sad but happy experience, because you listen to them and you're thinking, wow, they went through all of this and they're still standing very strong and motivated. On Monday night, one of our heroes, she called and she was like, what's happening this year? And I said to her, well, we're not going to have the walk as per usual. However, we're going to encourage people to still wear their T-shirts and stuff. And she's like, yes, I understand, but I was really looking forward to it, this COVID. Yeah, so it's rewarding for us to be part of their journey. I mean, we were not there in the beginning, but we're really happy to be on the journey with them.
Okay.
Supporting them as much as we can.
And I guess this is a wonderful part, although, as you said, you were not there when they were going through maybe treatment and all of that. But at the end, you can celebrate life. And Dr. Nixon, breast cancer doesn't necessarily mean death. It doesn't mean it's a death sentence.
And so what we talked about is we can't walk this year. We're not able to walk and go out and make a big announcement, okay? That, hey, remember breast cancer. But we want people to talk, to have dialogue, to ask questions. You and I sit and talk and say, well, I don't understand this. This is probably one of the most important tools that we have. Almost everybody has a smartphone. There's just so much information on the internet. And I want to implore all Grenadians, men, women, children, everybody, to go on and find out what is this thing. Because you hear cancer and you think of something like an avalanche. You think of something catastrophic. It must be something that we can deal with very soberly, very sanely, in a very constructive way, and collaborating with your caregivers. Because a lot of people, because they don't understand, leave all their care. And sometimes there is deficiency in the care because we don't have that level of communication with our caregiver, our healthcare provider. I ask everybody, just go in there and go to somewhere like there's national cancer institutes that have a lot of information on cancer. That's their job, right? Or you can go to Mayo Clinic, or you can go to CDC, or you can go to PAHO, or you can go to World Health Organization, or some people give very simple information for ordinary people. That's right, cancer information for regular people is going to come up, right? So you can get to understand. And don't be afraid to talk about it, because the more we talk, the more we understand. If you don't know, seek information, but please share the knowledge and share positive knowledge, Unlike what's been happening with us and COVID, our movement must be positive because we must seek real information and do the positive things so that people don't come up with, often you hear all the conspiracy theories of, well, cancer is something they put in the water. Whether or not they put it in the water, you have it. You got me? And they're going to put it in the water, or because they're giving us this or they're giving us that. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about who's giving us and all the conspiracy. We're talking about here is a health problem. Here is a public health problem because a large percentage of our population is affected by it. And above all, because you're affected, you don't want anyone to die from it. That is what we're trying to avoid. Death and severe illness because of a disease that we probably can or maybe we can't really prevent, but that we can capture very early and deal with it. So don't be afraid to start talking. Have conversations instead of gossiping and talking foolishness and talking about pros. Talk about our own health, women, your breast health. Next month we're going to be talking about diabetes because it's Diabetes Awareness Month. Talk about the things that are happening that will make us stronger and healthier, right? If you have breast cancer, COVID time. If you have cancer, any form of cancer, you have greater risk for developing COVID. And that's not going to go away. That's not going to go away next week. I promise everybody that. So, we really want people to say, how do I protect myself from things that can make me even more prone to getting COVID infection or to dying from COVID, right? And that's one of the ways, the kind of lifestyles we develop. Young ladies, a recent study, and I've said this a million times, and I've said this a million times on Julian. A study in the UK about 3 years ago showed that young women who consume alcohol have a significantly increased possibility of developing breast cancer. And we know how young girls drink this day, and then everybody drink like they want to empty the vat out of breast alcohol. Nobody can empty the vat. Trust me, guys. They drink it, they're going to fill it back.
And these days they're saying more women, more young girls are drinking these days more than the young men.
Well, and they're not drinking beer. They're not drinking Smirnoff Ice and those little things. No, they want it hard, straight up. Okay? And they chase it with something else that is not necessarily soft. So, our young women need to be very careful because what's going to happen? We have to look at the economic outcome because if we lose our young, prepared population, what happens economically? How do they produce? How do their children survive? How do their families survive? Right? If a young woman who's 35 years old and way up in a company, she gets cancer, God forbid, okay, whoever it is, and she dies, or she gets very ill, think about the input that she would have made for the next 25 years that we just lost. if she's already at 35 working in a company, the experience and knowledge and the growth that her company and the economy could have experienced by her input gets lost because her life is cut, or maybe because her life is cut, but she just cannot go back to work or she just can't produce as she used to. So we need to think about it, not only in the context I'm sick and I'm in the hospital, how the rest of your life, how the rest of your family's life, how the rest of the community's life, because that's how it is, social, ecological. That's with you, your household, the people who live around you, your community, your workplace, and your whole country. Those are the things you have to say. How would my health, my well-being be of value to my country after it's of value to everybody else that comes into that picture?
Okay. So, Mina, is that the message that CEDU is passing on as it relates to breast cancer?
Yes, that's the message that we are passing on. We are also telling persons that we shouldn't let our heroes walk alone, because it can be our sister, it can be ourselves, it can even be our brother. So, we need to support persons. And for me, it's a really, sometimes it's very overwhelming to hear the stories of the survivors. We have some young persons, we have older persons, and the experience for everyone is different, and it touches you in a different way, and we are so happy that this event gives us an opportunity to help the public understand what some of these heroes go through, and what their experience is like, and sometimes even mentally it's hard for them, but we are very, very happy that we can recognize them and we can help them. We also do outreach to them. Just through the COVID period, we just decided, one day let's do something nice for them. I won't mention the initiative, but we called a couple of them and we say, hi, we had something to bring for you. We just want you to know that it's COVID period. We know things are hard for everyone, but we are thinking of you and we want you to be healthy. So that's why we're doing this. And the response from the survivors, it was so amazing. Some of them were like, what? This is so nice. Nobody ever did this for us, and we are so happy that you are thinking of us. So this is the kind of response that we want the public to give to our survivors as well. So we can also, let people know that you don't have to walk alone when you have breast cancer.
Okay. And Akeda, maybe you can talk to us a little bit about, as she's talking here about support for the heroes. But as Dr. Nixon said, many times families are affected. I don't know if Dr. Nixon and the Cancer Society and Akeda, if you can talk about the kind of support that maybe you give to family members. Their family, their mother, their grandmother, or someone very close to them is suffering, or have been diagnosed with breast cancer. Do you offer support to the families, the family members?
So far we have not gotten to that level. We just do the heroes at this point because our capacity is not so big. I guess Dr. Nixon will be able to help better than we can.
Okay.
So, but we try to see how best we can assist the entire family, maybe with just a listening ear.
I think so. I think in one way or the other, you are supporting them if you are giving that kind of attention and support to the heroes, so that will pass on to them. Dr. Nixon and the Cancer Society, any special support program or so for family members?
First of all, there's Pink Ribbon.
Okay.
Pink Ribbon Society, that's their core application. That's what they do. They give support to women, to survivors of breast cancer, right? Or women, survivors, families, whoever needs, emotional and otherwise, right? Because they themselves are women who have had the experience of with breast cancer themselves or in their families. So they have firsthand, right? At the Cancer Society, yes. Sadly, I don't think we have that. We don't have that highly developed system where you can offer psychological support. We do however, try our best, give counseling, talk to people who come in needing. And often people need help. They need help to buy their medications, they need help to do their tests, they need help to do a follow-up mammogram, they need help. So we try to help as far as possible, and that's why giving funds to the Cancer Society is so important, and to other organizations that support people with cancer, because all of it goes into giving financial support, because we are all volunteers. Everybody who works with the Cancer Society is a volunteer, and we have to find ways of giving, of making the needs met for the people who have cancer. So whether somebody needs to travel and they might ask you, can you help them to buy a ticket or whatever it is, we try and coordinate as much as possible. And we'd like people like you who have a voice to come and join us as a member of the society, because we also need people who are not survivors to be part of the organization, so we can all get out there. You can be a voice, you're a radio person, I'm a physician, Akeda is a community organizer. So, when we want to get out there, and like I tell you, our image, our view, our plan now is to go into communities out there and be able to give people information, spread knowledge, so that people don't need you. Because I've had women who tell me, don't talk to them because them can't catch that.
Really?
So there is a lot of education that must be done for the women, for the whole population, and that's basically because people are in denial and they're a little scared and they don't understand. It is important that we take away that cloud where people don't understand what this is, because I can talk about cancer because I know it from a academic standpoint, but I don't know about it from a personal standpoint. But I also don't know how somebody conceptualizes cancer, right? The regular person in the street. And those are the conversations we have to have. Those are the things you're going to say, what do you think when you hear the word, right? And people, first of all, tell us death, right? Because they don't understand.
Yes.
So we have to really spread a lot of knowledge and eradicate the fear so that we can look at it and deal with it and collaborate with the people who already have the challenges and support those who don't have challenges to go and make sure that they don't.
Okay. It's Dr. Nkoa. We take a short break and then we will come right back with more. Stay with us.
Hills and Valley Medcare Center, located on Grenville Street, St. George's, has a highly professional team that gives excellent service in massage therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, medical consultation, and more. Hills and Valley Medcare Center sells a wide range of medical supplies, offers home visits for patients in Grenada and Carriacou, and opens Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. through to 7 p.m. Visit or call Hills and Valley Medcare Center today, 435-6904.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound, and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's.
Offview.com. Sale. All the outlets, hotspot outlets. You're going to go to the Carenage, the Grenville, or the Sutter's hotspot, and you get sales and deals on all items. You can get these on potato, you can get these on saltfish, onion, garlic, mackerel, toilet paper, and we even have the currants and the raisin at $10 per pound, lowest price island-wide. So people just come down or go up or go across, but just make sure and go to hotspots.
be back with Dr. and Call here on K105 and also on GBN Television. And we're talking breast cancer, Dr. Nixon. And we want to invite you, the callers, the listeners out there, the viewers, to give us a call, 435-2041, if you have a question for Dr. Nixon or for the executives of the St. Andrew Development Organization. Welcome back, guys.
So, we're working with SADO on this first thing. It is important we think, however, and this is Women Cancer Society, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want to work?
Do you always collaborate with SADO, or this is the first time?
We have worked with them, but not at this
level.
Very conscious, organized level.
Okay.
They're all a part with us. We keep community-based organizations because that's how you would get to the communities in order to spread the message of good health. So hopefully we'll be able to join the other communities in the future, because we're going to have to go very small, and that is very important that the people in the communities lead us to their constituents so we can give them the support they require.
Okay. So how SADO in the first place took on this task of raising breast awareness on breast cancer?
It's just a passion, I guess, we have. We always supported the St. George's event, and just a lot of persons that we know would have died from breast cancer or had breast cancer or have breast cancer. So it was just the whole fact that persons are affected a lot by breast cancer. So we decided to get on board, because it could happen to any one of us, as Mina said earlier on. So if we support somebody, I'm sure somebody will support us in the end, somewhere along the way.
Okay. So
we are actually going to go out into the rural areas on Saturday as well, because we're not doing the actual walk. We're going to go out into smaller communities and give out information pamphlets and so on breast cancer, and hoping that we can reach a lot of persons who will not be able to come to Grenville to do the screening. At least we can let them know that they can get screening done through the Grenada Cancer Society and so.
Okay, so it seems like COVID really put a damp on a lot of things and a lot of important events too.
And Josanne, because Cancer Awareness Month is over doesn't mean that we forgetting breast cancer, okay? Because Breast Cancer Awareness Month doesn't mean that it's a forgotten thing. Everything is important.
Yes, that is true. And COVID won't stop you raising awareness and taking care of women's health. Okay. So just to remind our viewers and our listeners what's happening over the weekend and how they can stay at home and still be involved before we wrap things up.
Well, I'd rather than not stay at home because I'd like to hand them a pamphlet.
Okay.
But Friday afternoon, St. George's, Grove Street Mall, we're going to have all the units so people can understand what it is, understand the privacy of it. Because it is a very private unit. You go in and you lock the door. Nobody can come in. So it's just you and one person who's seeking whatever service you're offering at that time. But we'll be in town, hopefully, and giving out our pamphlets. I urge people to read so they can understand what this breast cancer thing is about. Also, there are two other things that are support, and I should say. Tri-Island Echoes does ultrasounds, breast ultrasounds. So for you women under 40 who would like to be screened, they can call Tri-Island Echoes. I'm going to give you the number. They can call Tri-Island Echoes at 435-3246. 435-3246 and ask to come in for a breast ultrasound. Under 14, you think you have risk, you find a lump, call. You have a 25% discount in this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So that's an incentive we're offering to our women to get their mammogram if you think you have a challenge, your mother, your auntie, somebody has had breast cancer under 40. Because we don't do mammograms in women under 40 because of the density of the breast and all the rest. The other thing is, remember I said there's only one place that does mammograms. and that is SkySile Imaging. SkySile Imaging is offering also 25%, and that's up to November 15th. But you have to have there's a card, a coupon that you have to have, and they usually have a form, so you can ask a doctor. We do have we send them out mostly to the primary care centers, and we'd like women to use their health centers because they will be able to get a coupon, and if you're able to do it, or somebody might be able to give you some support to go get a mammogram done if you're over 40, especially if you're at risk, or if you just find something and you need to have a mammogram. It is important to really have a baseline at 40. So we're encouraging women to go get their mammograms done. Again, there's a 25% discount from SkySile Imaging for mammogram, which is a breast X-ray examination. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, for 10 seconds. That's all it lasts. You hear a lot of stories. When I started to do breast mammograms when I had services when I was living in another jurisdiction, I actually went and got my mammogram just to understand. It's a little uncomfortable, but it lasts 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah, and it'll both your breasts, a little squeezing, yes, but it lasts 10 seconds. Between they put the plates and they take the picture, and 10 seconds for the other breast. It lasts literally. It's not like having a bowl of ice cream. It's a little discomfort, but just really for a very short period. And it may save your whole life. Think about it.
I was about to say that. Yes. So as we wrap things up, Akeda and Mina, your parting words.
I will let Mina do the parting words first.
Okay, so we are very happy that we have the Pink Ribbon Society and the Cancer Society on board, and we really are encouraging persons to support the initiatives and to support our survivors. So just for a reminder, we have a few spots left, so persons who in St. Andrew area or who want to come on over to the parish, they can get screened, and it's at the Grenville Car Park on October 24th. But we do suggest that you call and book an appointment. So you can call us on 421-9339. And also on Saturday, you can wear your pink and, help support our survivors and our heroes. So you can wear your pink if it's a designated Seidu jersey, like what we have this year. You can team up with your groups and walk in your place. We really, really want to help and encourage persons to support our breast cancer survivors, and we really do not want them to walk alone. Thank you.
Okay, Akeda, is this all free though? The screening on Saturday?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But it's Friday as well, too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
People call the Cancer Society. If you don't get anybody, leave a message. So because we're going to have a limited amount. We really don't want a lot of people bulking the place because we really still want our women to be safe. 435-9869. Call if there's nobody, leave a message on the phone, or go on to Grenada Cancer Society at hotmail.com and leave a message that you would like to be screened. Leave your name, your address, I guess your age. And we also have a limited amount of people because we really just want people to be very safe, and we ourselves to be very safe as we screen for cancer. Unfortunately, COVID has caused all of this. So we encouraging people to, or we also have a Facebook page. You probably can go on and say you're interested in screening. And we'll have a list of people who come and screen on Friday between 2 to 5. Again, meet, talk to your friends, wear your pink, of course, and remember why you're wearing pink. Not because it's cute and fashionable, but also because you're very aware that breast cancer is something that we are struggling to eliminate. Death from breast cancer in particular is something that we in Grenada are struggling to eliminate from the lives of our women. Okay? No woman should have to die because of breast cancer.
Are we making strides, Dr. Nixon?
Are we making strides?
Yeah. And reducing the number.
The very fact that people talk about it and they come and walk and stuff is a big stride. From where I sit, coming from people will tell you they have big C. Now people can say, where can I get my mammogram? People actually solicit mammograms and stuff. So people are becoming more aware. As their friends and family become affected, people understand that if they did this earlier, they might have had a better chance. Let me do it early as well. And there's just more knowledge. And I said, go to your phone, go to the internet, go to your iPad. We talk on Facebook and we talk all the foolishness. There's really just so much information by just going onto the internet, on your telephone and getting and instructing yourself. You know, knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more correct knowledge you have, the more empowered you are. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I do have a problem teaching women how to examine. The nurse in the health center will teach you how to examine your breast, because a lot of the nurses are actually trained to teach you how to do a self-breast examination. If you have a doubt, go to your doctor. Ask the doctor, can you get a further investigation, an ultrasound or mammogram? Because we really don't want anybody. We shouldn't die. We really shouldn't. Because we must be very aware that this is a possibility. You know, like walking in the dark, you will stump your toe.
Okay. So the message here is self-examinations, regular self-examinations, watching what you eat, exercise.
No smoking.
No smoking. Limit alcohol.
Smoking kills 50% of its customers. Okay, let's get that real. 50% of people who smoke will die as a consequence of tobacco smoke. And look, you can have a drink or two, but you don't have to empty the vat. You don't have to drink the whole bottle of wine on a Friday night. And even if you don't drink in the week, there's no need for you to drink 6. That's binge drinking. So it adds up to you drinking every single day. Okay? A glass of wine, a small shot of stronger alcohol, or a beer. That's accepted. But not drinking to can recognize yourself and recognize what color the bottle is.
Okay. And also consider family history.
And consider family history. And remember, there's some women who may be exposed. Oh, there's one other thing. In the 90s, we used to do, after we did hysterectomies, women would go into this very surgically induced menopause and all the discomfort that comes with menopause. Because normally menopause is a slow process. If you remove a woman's uterus and her ovaries, she would have menopausal symptoms, the hot flashes, and feel like she's going to go crazy. And it's nothing cute, okay? So we started giving, I'm saying we as physicians, started giving hormone to replace. And we discovered that the women are having more breast cancer. So if you have been on, some women need it for other reasons, but you have to be aware that can be a problem. Okay?
Okay.
And remember, all men. Check yourself.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Sonia Nixon and Mina Booker, the secretary at the St. Andrew Development Organization, and Akeda Ventu, who is the events coordinator. And all the best. And I really do hope that the events, although they're different this year around because of COVID, we hope that people participate and also use the opportunity to get checked out, to get screened. Thank you very much, ladies.
And thank you so much, Josanne, for having us. And remember that in community, like in your community organizations, in your churches and stuff, feel free to talk about this because everybody's there, especially at churches that are so. Almost everybody goes to church, or have somebody in their family who goes to church. So that's probably our most developed community-based organization. So please, in your churches, don't be afraid to bring up the points and ask them to come talk. Ask the nurse in the community to share this with you, to share facts on breast cancer in this case, but all the other health issues that go on. But breast cancer, definitely. Let's save our women and let's save our families because our women are so very important in our families.
Thank you once again, ladies. And you're doing a good job. We appreciate it a lot. Take care. And that's it for our program this evening. Dr. On Call, thank you so much for tuning in and for viewing. We'll do it again next Tuesday, right here on K105 and also on GBN Television. Thank you.
Valley Med Care Center, located on Grenville Street, St. George's, has a highly professional team